You don't have to summit a mountain to have an unforgettable hiking experience in Banff. Whether you're traveling with kids, looking for scenic views without the sweat, or just want to stretch your legs between sightseeing stops, Banff has some stunning, easy hikes that will pack in the wow factor. Welcome to the Banff Travel Podcast. I'm your host, Celine, a local Canmore resident living the mountain life all year long. When I'm not hiking to a new viewpoint, hitting the local mountain bike trails, or skating on frozen lakes in the winter, I'm helping travelers like you plan unforgettable trips to Banff National Park. As co-founder of Banff Travel Planning and Travel Banff Canada, and a fellow traveler who spent years exploring the world with my husband and our 2 kids, I know what it takes to plan a trip that's smooth, stress-free, and full of wow moments. In today's episode, we're diving into easy hikes in Banff, the kind that give you big views with minimal effort. These are perfect if you're visiting with kids, older family members, or just want to explore without committing to a long or steep trail. I'll walk you through my favorite options, tips for choosing the right one, and some lesser-known suggestions you may not find on most travel blogs. Whether you're visiting in spring, summer, or fall, there's a trail here for you. Let's start with the obvious. Not every trail in Banff needs to be an all-day adventure. Some of my favorite moments on the trail have come on shorter, easier walks, the kind where you can focus on the scenery, spot wildlife, and just be in the mountains without worrying about beating the weather or racing daylight. If you're traveling with kids, like I often am, or traveling with grandparents, easy hikes are a perfect way to make memories together. There are trails in Banff, Canmore, and Kananaskis that we have done over and over because they are easy and scenic and everyone loves them. I love thinking back on all the different times we've done a trail. My kids have gone from being carried as babies on most of these trails to doing them on their own. So what are the best easy hikes in Banff? Here's my go-to list of easy hikes that are beautiful, relatively short, and manageable for most travelers. Number 1, Tunnel Mountain. This is a Banff's local favorite. While I'm starting with a harder one, this one isn't flat and you'll climb steadily up switchbacks. But it's not that long and the reward is worth it. You'll get amazing views over the Banff townsite and Bow Valley, and it's one of the most accessible summit hikes in the area. My son was actually 3 years old when he first walked up Tunnel Mountain. Just a little tip, if you're staying in Banff and up for the extra walk, you don't even need to drive to this one. You can access the trailhead right from town. Number 2 is the Johnson Lake Loop. This is one of our all-time favorite hikes. The trail circles the entire lake, offering mountain views and a peaceful forest setting. Bring a snack and enjoy a break at one of the benches along the trail or in the picnic area. There's a fun surprise along this hike too. There's an old hermit cabin hidden in the woods. See if you can find it. Johnston Canyon. No list of easy hikes would be complete without Johnston Canyon. This one is popular for a reason and one that my kids love. This easy hike along catwalks attached to the side of the canyon walls takes you by a series of waterfalls. If you're able to, I recommend going to the upper falls, but it does get steeper once you pass the lower falls. Number 4, Sunshine Meadows. This is a summertime only one and one of my absolute favorites. Since you start this hike with a gondola and a chairlift, you get to miss out on all of the elevation. The trails at the top of the Standish chairlift are mostly flat and the views are spectacular. In midsummer, the wildflowers, views, gentle walking paths make this area perfect for a day outdoors. Number 5 is the Fenland Trail. If you want something close to town and incredibly peaceful, the Fenland Trail is a forest loop right near the Banff townsite. Tall trees, gentle terrain, and a chance to spot deer or even elk make it a winner, especially for an early morning stroll. Number 6, Stewart Canyon. Start from the Lake Minnewanka parking lot and follow the wide, flat trail to the bridge. Enjoy this easy walk along the Lake Minnewanka lakeshore to the Stewart Canyon Bridge. It does get a little bit rooty in sections, so just watch your step. And be aware that hiking past the bridge on the Lake Minnewanka Trail requires 4 people in the summer from July 10th to September 15th, as this trail passes through a core grizzly bear area. Number 7 is Grassy Lakes. While this one isn't in Banff, it's located just outside in Canmore, and Grassy Lakes is a must-do hike. Turquoise lakes, stunning views, and a forest are what make this hike so incredible. There's an easier route and a more challenging one. If you're able to, I always recommend doing this one as a loop so you can see both trails. And just as a note, there's no swimming in Grassy Lakes. I've seen some confusion online about this, but there are clear signs on the way up and at the lake that swimming is not permitted. At number 8, I have another one that's not in Banff, but it's just in Kootenay National Park, right nearby, and it's Marble Canyon. This short loop at Marble Canyon crosses bridges over a narrow, stunning gorge. This easy trail is well worth the detour. You can pair it with another easy hike at the Paint Pots, or if you want a longer but easier hike, you can even hike between the two of them. At number 9, I have the Lake Louise Lakeshore. While I wouldn't technically call this a hike, the Lake Louise Lakeshore Trail is flat, wide, but it's just so beautiful. It's a must-do for nearly everyone visiting Lake Louise. It's great for families or couples wanting a relaxing stroll. At number 10, Fairview Lookout. This one is tucked away behind the boathouse. Now, people are probably going to tell me that this is not an easy one, but I'm keeping it on the list. Yes, it is steep in places and consistently uphill, but it's short, and it gives you an impressive view over Lake Louise and the Fairmont Hotel from above. While you're at Moraine Lake, you're obviously going to go up the rock pile to give you that iconic view of the lake. But the Lakeshore Walk is also beautiful. It's quiet and peaceful and often missed by visitors. And if you have some extra time, head on over to Constellation Lakes. It's also easy and beautiful hike right from Moraine Lake. So that's over 10 easy hikes you can do, and there are plenty more that I haven't mentioned. I have a full list of easy hikes around Banff, plus a list of hikes that kids will enjoy around Banff. I'll list both of those in the show notes. Now, obviously, you don't need a ton of gear for easy hikes, but a few things go a long way. Good shoes, trail runners, or some type of supportive walking shoe. You don't need full-on hiking boots. Bear spray, yes, always bring it even on short hikes. And what I say over and over, layered clothing, maybe a fleece, bring your rain jacket. Remember, the weather changes fast, even on sunny days. And if you're more comfortable, using the AllTrails app to download maps offline so you're not relying on a signal. Of course, you want to add some snacks, sunscreen, and extra water for everybody. If you're traveling with a stroller or someone in a wheelchair, there are still some really great options, though some of the hiking trails I mentioned above may not be suitable. The Lake Louise Lakeshore Trail is flat and wide. That's a great choice. The Bow River trails around the town of Banff, paved close to town. The path along the Lake Minnewanka Lakeshore makes for a short, easy walk, though you probably aren't going to make it all the way out to Stewart Canyon Bridge. If you happen to be in Yoho National Park, the first half of the Emerald Lake Loop is also flat and wide. Visit the town of Canmore, where we have trails from downtown to the Engine Bridge and along the river that make for a lovely walk. Again, back in Yoho, if you're visiting Takaka Falls, the trail to get closer to the falls is also paved. Now let's talk about a few common missteps. One is underestimating the conditions. Flat doesn't always mean dry. So if you're coming in the spring or late fall, then microspikes might be a good idea. And a lot of these also make great winter hikes when you want to stay away from avalanche terrain or want to keep hikes shorter on a cold day. Overpacking your day. These easy hikes are still best enjoyed slowly. Don't cram 4 in a row. Leave some time to relax and enjoy the views. It's still worth going early. You'll get a chance to see wildlife, and especially for trails like Johnston Canyon, you're going to enjoy it so much more if you get out early. Finally, don't assume that just because it's short means boring. Some of Banff's most beautiful spots are on easy trails, and you don't need to be on the summit to feel like you're in the heart of the Rockies. I hope you've added a bunch of those easy hikes to your itinerary, and if you're looking for a few more short options, these ones will help round out your week. As I mentioned, the Emerald Lake Loop is beautiful and scenic, plus it starts out wide and flat. If you're up on the Icefields Parkway but not doing the Ice Explorer, the toe of the Athabasca Glacier hike is a great option to get a little bit closer to that glacier. Peyto Lake Viewpoint, while not so much a hike, it is a do not miss along the Icefields Parkway. If you're on the Bow Valley Parkway and waterfalls are your thing, check out Silverton Falls. It's a short hike, though steep in some spots. And finally, Bankhead. It's an easy walk around the remnants of an old mining town. It's great for anybody interested in history, and I'll tell you, kids generally love this one. Finally, if you're looking for some of the most scenic views without big hikes, create yourself a Red Chairs mini tour. Find those Parks Canada red chairs at some of the most scenic places around the park. Some you are going to need to hike to. Thanks so much for listening to this episode of the Banff Travel Podcast. If you got value from this episode, do me a favor. Make sure to follow the podcast so you don't miss the next one. It's free, it helps the show, and it keeps you in the loop. I'd also appreciate if you left a review. If you'd like to support the podcast, I now have a page where you can say thanks, send a tip, or grab one of my downloadable guides. You'll find it at travelbanffcanada.com/support, and I appreciate every single bit of support. It helps me keep this going where I can help travelers like you make the most of their trip to the Canadian Rockies without the stress or overwhelm. And if you have a question you'd like me to answer in a future episode, head to banfftravelplanning.com/podcast and send it in. Until next time, happy trip planning, and I'll see you out on the trails.